Hello again, everybody. This is John and Glenn with BestPriceNutrition.com. Today we're going to be reviewing Carnivor Protein by MuscleMeds. We had a lot of requests for people that want to know about this product, so we're going to go ahead and break it down. Just real quick, first we'll run through the ingredients, and then we'll get to the nitty-gritty of kind of what it means, each one, and kind of how it relates to other protein powders and stuff on the market. So, Glenn, you want to run through the ingredients real quick?
Okay. First ingredient, hydrolyzed beef protein isolate, creatine monohydrate, BCAAs, then it goes into glutamine, ornithine, alpha-ketoglutarate, and keto-isocaparate. Those are also AKG or KIC abbreviated. Hydrolyzed gelatin, maltodextrin, and then they have an emulsifier blend, which is MCTs or medium chain triglycerides, non-fat dry milk, and then there's the flavorings and the sweeteners at the end.
Yeah, the artificial sweeteners for those. Some people always
they use acetylene potassium, also known as ACE-K, natural and artificial flavorings, and they add sucralose also.
Yeah, and this particular flavor, the cherry vanilla, has red 40. I know some people have allergies to some of the colorings.
The fruit punch does also. The blue raspberry has blue number 1.
Okay,
so if you have
allergies to those, just, that's fine. So kind of the premise behind this product is that it's beef protein, and kind of within bodybuilding communities you always hear about how people feel like they eat beef and they get stronger. There's a lot of stuff out there about, hey, I ate beef and now I've gotten stronger, and that's not, beef is good for you.
Yeah,
but there's a there's a little bit of hyperbole there as far as the effects that eating beef has for people. Beef is good because it's rich in zinc and iron, magnesium, creatine. So that's part of it. Now this product, it's hydrolyzed beef protein. So they took beef protein, they basically chopped it up into smaller pieces. Obviously it's powdered, and then they added BCAAs to it.
Yeah, and they also, it looks like they added creatine to it also.
Now the addition of BCAAs is because the amino acid profile of beef is such that it doesn't have a lot of BCAAs. It's very rich in alanine and some other amino acids, but it's a little lacking in BCAAs, so they upped the BCAA content.
Whereas if you were to take in a whey protein, it's very rich in BCAAs.
Casein as well.
Casein as well.
So that's why, and as we know, BCAAs are very, very important for muscle growth. A lot of, a good portion of your muscle is made of BCAAs, so if you've watched our other videos on BCAA supplements specifically, we've kind of gotten into, their role in the body and in protein metabolism, and specifically how they could be a trigger to activate the mTOR pathway. So why would somebody take this if you were...
a good reason I would say was if you have trouble with lactose. That would be maybe the only recommendation that I would have for someone.
But then you could buy a whey protein isolate that's got no lactose in it. Exactly. The other thought that I had was maybe if you were somebody who doesn't eat beef and you wanted to vary your amino acid profile, you don't eat beef, you don't eat a large variety of foods maybe, and maybe you take a whey protein, so maybe you want to add something different. But as we discussed, they take it and they add BCAAs to it. So they're making up for what you wouldn't get from beef.
Exactly.
I personally eat beef from time to time. I don't eat it as much as I used to, but I eat it, and you eat it.
Yeah, 3-4 days a week.
Okay. Yeah, more than I do, you do, but I still eat it, so I personally wouldn't have a need to get it in a powdered form, especially considering, whey and casein already have the BCAAs in there, and they're in the peptide bonded form instead of adding, a free-form BCAAs to a existing protein.
Yeah, they're not bonded to this protein. They're free form. So there's going to be some
competitive inhibition there.
Competitive inhibition with the absorption.
So that's something to consider. The addition of creatine is nice. 2.5 grams per scoop. That's pretty good. And if you look on the side, they do a comparison. If you were to take actual, eat red meat versus a powdered form, and at face value, it looks like, wow, I'm going to get so much more protein if I were to eat, or if I were to drink this powder versus red meat, and that only makes sense because when you eat red meat, you got all the gristle, the fat, and cholesterol, and other things that take up space. So gram for gram, you're going to get a higher percent protein.
Yeah, it says that for protein, 23 grams from the carnivore and only 6 grams from the steak. I guess it's per 33 grams.
Yeah, so they went based on the serving size.
Yeah, so that's a very small piece of steak, I guess. But so they do have a point there. There is far more protein here. 2.5 grams of creatine in the carnivore compared to the 0.12 grams from a steak. There's also no fat inside the carnivore, but in a steak, they're saying you're going to get 7 grams of fat.
Yeah, and that varies from what cut you're looking at too.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's obviously there's different cuts of meat. So you know, again, I can't sit here and say it's a terrible product. I mean, because it does have creatine. I mean, it is a complete protein. It's just it's not something that I would personally go out of my way to take. You know,
no.
If I can eat red meat, I'm
I'd
fine
rather
with that.
Eat steak.
But you know, if some like that, that's fine. As far as cost relative to whey, it's as far as
for a 2-pound container, it's a little more expensive than whey is right now. I think there might be a little more of a push with whey protein prices going up, but whey is still more cost effective than the beef protein.
So you know, so again, over time, I mean, this could be something that you know you may want to add into your regimen. That's completely up to you. If you like it, there's certainly not a drawback in that sense. You know, feedback on taste it's always subjective. You know, we haven't really heard anything bad.
No, it varies.
So it's varied. You know, just like any other powder. So that's okay. So if you're looking to try something different, it's certainly feasible. It's certainly not going to hurt you. But if you are already eating red meat and you have a good whey or casein, I really don't see a good reason to switch. So that's for you to decide. So if you have any questions, just please feel free to post them in the comment section of the blog or the video. We're more than happy to answer them. Also, you could find us on Facebook at facebook.com/bestpricenutrition. Thank you.